What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to talk about Basketball Wives. This is season 9, episode 2. Let me put a disclaimer out there really quickly. On this show, guys, I like who I like, okay? I like OG. I don't give a damn what any of y'all think about it, how you feel about it. I'm not on some bandwagon where I like OG because the masses of people like OG. I really like her personality. I think she's very intelligent, very articulate, very well spoken. I like her. She's different. I feel like she's a breath of fresh air. And it just is what it is. I will also, you guys, be reviewing OG's interview she did with Storm Monroe, so y'all could look out for that. I'm gonna be recording that a little bit later. But without further ado, honey, let's get to this review. Jackie, bitch, you ain't shit. Why you hit little Dougie with the damn door? That goddamn Jackie is a walking accident waiting to happen. Jackie look good though, but hit that baby with that door. I know he like, mama, you just crazy for no damn reason, okay? And then turned around like Steve Urkel. Did I do that? Yes, bitch. It was you. Jackie says that her and her family have recently moved back to Sacramento, California, and she feels like it's not as crazy as LA. Did y'all see Jackie working that damn juicer? She trying to make some juice drinks, I guess, for her, Big Doug and Little Doug. I'm like, Jackie, don't cut your damn fingers off, okay? That shit was so funny. They was laughing at her husband, and her son, honey. That shit was funny. We see Shawnee. She is settled in Houston, and, you know, she's with her daughter, Miara. Is that with Shaq? Is that girl with Shaq? Y'all get down in the comments. Let me know. Shawnee says she lonely in Houston, honey. So what I'm guessing they go do, and they really need to fucking get to it, because I'm kind of bored, you guys. I be kind of pumped a little bit to watch the show, and then I get bored, and then I get on YouTube, and child, it's like the second, third time that has happened. So hopefully they get their ass up in this house and play nice, and we could really have a good review. But right now, I'm so sick of looking at them, and I guess, though, this is what it is because of Corona, and, you know, they trying to homeschool their children. We see Malaysia with her kids. She had a conversation with them about gun violence and police brutality and how her brother was killed in front of, you know, the police, and it was really sad. I really, though, like the conversation, you know, that she had with them. They seem to understand that, you know, this is very serious. We lost our uncle to this. I like the part where Malaysia emphasized to her children, if a police is to come up in the house and put a gun to my head, you are not to help me. We will listen to what the officer has to say, put our hands up. So I felt like Malaysia really did a good job with explaining that to her kids as best as she could, because, you know, it really is sad, you guys, that we have to have those type of conversations with our children. It's just really sad and unfortunate. And it's really sad and unfortunate that we have lost so many, you know, young black people, or just black people, period, to police brutality. It's horrible. We see Kristen punk ass. I don't like Kristen, okay? I had one of y'all get in my comments trying to get me together. Oh, gee, she disrespected Kristen. What show are you watching? It was, and I think the person was talking about when, OG mentioned that Kristen isn't a real Scot. She isn't. She was married into the family. Byron Scott is not Thomas's real dad. I mean, it is what it is. He claims him as his son. These ladies have been shady and hurtful Ever since OG has gotten on the show, Kristen, her main thing with OG was to let her know she's married and her man don't want her. You got people perpetuating that shit online saying Kwame doesn't look all that interested. And I think that Kwame just has a particular personality. He does look, bored, when he's talking to OG, but I don't think it's about OG. I just think a lot of men don't know how to handle the dynamics of these type of shows. He's a man. Some men are camera ready, like Peter Thomas. Shout out to Peter from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then you got some men like Kwame, like, shit, can I just go make a ham sandwich? I don't want to hear about you and these heifers. Because OG got to talking to Kwame about, colorism and featureism, and she has felt disrespected, by the girls ever since she has met them. You all know that they have been calling her ugly. I believe Kristen has called her ugly. I know Evelyn has called her ugly. But yeah, I do not like Kristen. Don't expect me to say too much good about her. I mean, if she do something good on the show, I'll give her props, but I don't like that bitch like that. She's sneaky. I didn't like all that. Ooh, I'm married and you can't get married. And she was doing all that shit to, OG. And why was she doing that? I want y'all to answer that question for those of y'all that like Kristen so much. Why would she talk like that to OG? Because she feels that OG is ugly, right? And she feels like OG can't get or keep a man. That is the overall narrative. So let's stop playing with that. But yet you have Evelyn. Evelyn can't keep no man either, looking the way she do. So, I mean, make it make sense, okay? But we see Kristen's baby girl, honey. She done got big. She's a cutie patootie. I like Malaysia's all pink outfit she had on when they came to visit. Malaysia and Kristen get to talking about Cece and how Cece and Byron, they're married now. Malaysia makes a comment saying, oh, well, Cece, I don't see her coming around the girls anymore. You think, bitch? Because you supposed to be her goddamn family and you didn't help her out at all. Shit, if it wasn't for OG, Evelyn would have flat out attacked Cece and nobody would have did shit. Not you or that punk ass Kristen. So y'all need to get y'all shit together, honey, okay? I'm over here side-eyeing Kristen. Now, she's in Atlanta. Jen is in Atlanta, too. Now, word on the street, honey, and you ain't heard it from me. They talking about Kristen ain't got no money. Because remember, they was saying she was wearing CeCe's clothes and shoes and had the nerve to treat CeCe like shit and wearing all her secondhand stuff, honey, okay? But anyways, I feel like Kristen moved to Atlanta because she couldn't afford LA. Bitch, just tell us the truth. I do better with the truth any day, okay? Just tell it to me straight, though. We see Malaysia, honey, with that blonde bob she had on in her confessional. She looked bomb as hell. Oh my God, I love blonde hair on Malaysia. She looked real pretty with it, you guys. Y'all hear Malaysia go on and on to Kristen about how she misses the collective. Girl, now you know that word normally is not in your vocabulary, honey. You got that from OG. But okay, she talking about some more than others. I guess she's still, mad at Jackie. She don't like, who Malaysia don't like, y'all? Is it Jackie and OG? I believe those are the two for her. Oh, and Jennifer. Yeah, I had forgot she threw that big ass table at Jennifer. They showed a playback of that. Malaysia, you just lost all credibility. In my opinion, you lost your character. You lost your integrity. I think you really thought in that moment that you was setting Jennifer straight, honey, but you just looked a fool when you did all of that with that table. That was just too much, sis. But yeah, she talking about she ready to hang out and chill with the girls. So we hear from Kristen that she invited Malaysia to a protest in honor of George Floyd. You all know he was killed by the police officers. Malaysia didn't show up, and I believe she, was driving in on her way, and then she canceled on her. I think her brother's death and the manner, and the way he was killed, that really affected her. So she just, didn't have it in her to do it. And am I mad at her for that? No. You guys, everybody is not going to be able to protest. They're just not. And especially with Malaysia and, her history with the police and them killing her brother, like I keep trying to tell y'all, the way that they did, it's going to take her probably longer than the average person to just get out there and protest. And, she's going to be even more scared, like, well, damn, what if they killed me because I'm trying to stand up for a cause? So I didn't feel like that was a big deal. I felt like Kristen should understand that. I mean, she ended up understanding it, but I'm like, why is y'all even talking about it? Because the girl, was just scared, so. Okay, so next we see a scene with Evelyn and her daughter, honey. Don't talk about my daughter, shawty. I swear to God, even I talk about my daughter, like, I swear to God, shorty. Like, I know I got it down pat, honey. I be watching that damn Evelyn, honey. Anyways, they are talking about how Evelyn just moved into her new home in this gated community. Remember, you guys, she wanted to move because she was getting death threats over the whole situation with OG, and people are accusing her of being a racist and a colorist, and she offended a lot of people. I don't condone any violence. I don't feel, even though I started disliking Evelyn, that last season where she was treating OG like shit. I didn't like that. But, even though I feel the way I feel about Evelyn, I don't wish her any harm, her kids, anybody that's close to her, any harm over this situation. I just feel like when you are on a show like this, you need to watch the things you are saying and doing. And when you went around Evelyn calling that girl ugly, and, then we get into what makes her ugly, and it's because, she has African features, and, and it's just like, it's disgusting, and somebody actually left me a comment and said, well, OG is ugly brand new, like, what's wrong with people saying that? It is wrong to call her ugly specifically on this show because she hasn't really did too much to anybody. Like even before the whole situation with Kristen and her getting in her face, this, that, and the third, Kristen is the one. If you really pay attention, don't let me start a damn series. I may have to, honey. Kristen was the one really being nasty, in my opinion, with OG. Yes, OG would say shit back, but I think OG came off the way that she did with Kristen, because they did show when OG was all up in Kristen's face. She was sick of Kristen's punk ass hiding behind Evelyn and Shawnee. Okay, and that's kind of why I don't like Kristen, because I feel like she's not really true to herself. She just cares about being somebody's sidekick. She's like that type of character on these type of shows, and I don't go up for that. You got all that fucking mouth, you need to be able to stand, and back it up. That's just how I feel. Stand alone and back it up. Stop running behind people trying to be in with the popular girls, honey. Shout out to Tammy Roman. But yeah, Evelyn also mentioned she lost her stepfather, I guess, due to COVID. Now, is that the mother's boyfriend? I thought her mother was single, so I don't know, where this man came from, but I guess, he was really close to her, and he lost his life to COVID, and he had to die alone. That sounds very sad and painful, to even hear something like that. So my heart goes out to her for that. Did y'all see all them goddamn shoes Evelyn got? Evelyn, you need a whole nother house for all them damn shoes. Okay, damn. We see Shawnice, Evelyn's daughter, kind of breaking down and feeling sad for her mother because she sees her mother is going through a lot with the whole OG lawsuit thing, COVID, and, losing, the stepfather and having to move. And, she recognizes that her mom is a good person. Look, I'm glad she recognizes that her mom is a good person. I'm just going to say this, you guys. When you have so many people, right, and these are people that are not even dark skinned. When you have offended the masses the way that Evelyn has on that last season, you got to put something new out into the world, mommy. You got to be more positive. That's the same thing, you guys, with Kenya. Kenya spews out, Evelyn is another one. They spew out a whole bunch of negativity, and then when they get it back, they want to do all this goddamn crying and want everybody to feel sorry for them. And it just does not work like that. You have to watch how you treat people. You really do. And all of this, oh, well, OG is ugly. And what did OG say? Ocho Cinco wanted me. I'm your favorite athlete's athlete. I was like, come on, bitch. Okay, that bitch was getting her together. Child, I may have to do a little series. I may have to do a little something. But, yeah, I just feel like when nobody, you guys, on the history of basketball wise has ever been called ugly like that. Right? So I know for me, because I had people say, well, you don't look like OG. And no, I don't. But I definitely can identify with her because as a human being, because I know if that was me or my daughter, I would feel a way if I'm on a show like this and people calling me ugly and they act like they too good to be around me. And yes, OG is, very different in terms of her fashions. She's from a whole nother country. Like, she's not even like y'all, so I feel like she's different. She's a breath of fresh air. She deserves to be treated with respect. I think the collective, there's that word again, of us that watched this show, we recognized she was being disrespected, and we didn't like that. And we spoke out, and Evelyn now has to deal with the consequences. You put the monkey emoji up there. You did several things to offend this woman. You tried to make it look like Chad would never want to date somebody like her. Another way of you saying she's ugly. The whole thing, like I said, with Kristen making it look like Kwame don't want OG and OG isn't married. Oh, you can't keep a man. That whole thing. Oh, you can't get nobody to marry you. And, all of that is another way of calling her ugly, saying she ain't shit. They are very jealous of how articulate and educated she is. They don't like her confidence because they feel like she's dark skinned. She has African features. Who is she to feel so good about herself? Let's bring her down. What was Evelyn even calling OG Toji? Childish and petty. And like OG said, the fact that you are watching my toe being pointed out of my shoes, I guess when OG would wear heels, she would have that one toe sticking out. And for Evelyn to make a joke of that, like y'all are, how old are we? Find something substantial to clown this woman about is what I'm saying. The fact she was, making fun of every little thing with this woman and we all see it, it just made her look bad. And now you got to deal with the backlash, and it is what it is. Period. And this whole thing with Kristen, really quick, people are saying, because I heard Kristen and Evelyn, they actually had a conversation, and Kristen had visited Jennifer. We're going to get to that. But when Kristen talked to Evelyn, she was like, well, I don't see any colorism, and OG needs to pay for what she did. And pay for what? For what we all saw? All of you all were collectively disrespecting this woman. And even Shawnee, even though Shawnee didn't say too much of nothing, that was the problem. She ain't say shit. She allows Evelyn to run amok, to act a fool, to what? Throw wine bottles. You know what I'm saying? Jump on top of tables. She allows her good girlfriend to get away with this abusive and aggressive behavior, but she wants to call OG aggressive? OG is the bad person? That was another thing we all collectively had an issue with. Are you serious? That shit ain't right. Why do y'all think that Shawnee is trying to fade to black and run her ass to Houston so she could start up another franchise? And she already knows that if she stays on Basketball Wives LA, she's going to be called to the carpet. And, she don't want to be called to the carpet. Because at the end of the day, you wrong. All you do is defend Evelyn, allow Evelyn to say and do everything she wants to do. So you guys, it is colorism. And this is why. Because look at how Evelyn looks. Look at all the shit that Evelyn has did in the past. Even with Cece. I don't remember Shawnee getting Evelyn to the side and saying, hey, why is you trying to attack this woman from behind, which is a coward move, okay? She never checked her on that, but yet, we don't want to film with OG. She's aggressive. She need to sit in the other room. I just don't. You heard in the last episode. I don't want no confrontations. Why you don't have that same attitude with your homegirl? Why you don't think that people feel that way about your homegirl? Because your homegirl looks a certain way and fits a certain mold. And that is what it is, you guys. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word, okay? Shit. But back to Kristen, honey. Y'all know Miss Robinson could talk. She was, I'm brown skinned and I don't feel like that. Yes, you and OG may be similar in color, but you're not similar in features. And let's face it, Kristen has that Ashley Smith look. Okay, that exotic chocolate, pretty girl chocolate look. She has the wet and wavy hair, right? She fits society's so-called beauty standards more than OG. So for Kristen to be irresponsible in a way, in an ignorant way at that, and compare her features and just say, no, she didn't even compare features. She just did skin color. It isn't just about skin color. It's featureism and skin colors, a lot of different things, that they have been doing to OG on this show. So for them to, act oblivious, like they don't understand, the shit that they're saying and doing to make OG feel uncomfortable. That shit, it just really made me sick. It pissed me off. She's sitting up there talking to Evelyn. I don't feel that way. Of course you don't, because you fit into the pretty girl look that they like, right? Jennifer is another one. Jennifer isn't as dark as OG, but she is darker than Shawnee and Evelyn, and she fits the mold. Okay, she has what you would call safe features, small nose, long hair, whether it's a wig, weave, or not. She fits into the mold. Jennifer dresses really nice. OG dresses differently because of where she comes from, right? A lot of people say she has poor fashion choices. I didn't like OG's fashion choices, you guys, when she first came on. I was like, girl, you look a fool. Okay, titties was all sagging and shit. I didn't like that. OG has made some improvements with her clothes, and her makeup and stuff. She really has, because she was not looking that good, honey, when she got on here. And I'm not saying that in terms of how she looks. It's just the clothes, and you know how you kind of gotta fit in with, you gotta look presentable, and you can't have your titties sagging and out, and the girls gotta be up, okay, if you go have them out. So I think OG had some acclimating to do, when she got on the show. She had a lot of things she had to learn about fashion and putting herself together in a better light. And, she's in a much better space. One thing I want to mention really quickly is I love the statistics that VH1 put up while they were showing us this episode. Like the 1 in 3 black people will be killed. I like stuff like that. I really thought it was very responsible of them to put those type of stats up. So shout out to VH1. I guess y'all actually can do something productive and intelligent, honey. Okay. So next we see Evelyn. She invites Kristen, Malaysia, Liza. She invites and Phoebe. She invites all of them to like this mansion. I guess it's going to be a mansion. Evelyn is going to have one, and then I guess Jackie's going to have a house as well. And I guess most of the girls I just named to y'all, they will be in a house with Evelyn and Shawnee, and then Jackie, OG, and Jennifer, I guess they're all going to be in a house together because, you know, it's some beef, it's some tension. Did y'all hear Phoebe? She talking about I guess Jackie could come, because Evelyn was talking about extending the invite to Jackie, and y'all know Phoebe is scared of Jackie, honey. Jackie was tearing that bitch up last season, and I was here for it. She called that girl a crackhead. That remind me of Judge Mathis. You know you a crackhead, okay? I know a crackhead when I see one. So next, honey, we see Jen. You know, she's back on the scene. She's gonna be talking about the guy that scammed her. I guess she's gonna be doing a documentary on that. That motherfucking Jennifer Williams is bad. Okay, I love how Jennifer dresses. Very beautiful woman. Jen, when you go settle down, girl, and get some babies up in there, I guess you gotta find the right man first, honey, but you don't want them eggs, honey, to dry up. Okay, I hope Jen is freezing her eggs, honey. What do y'all think about Jennifer and Evelyn becoming friends again? Are you interested in that storyline? And what is all this shit that I hear that Jennifer and OG are not cool anymore? And there's this Twitter beef where Jennifer and Evelyn is accusing OG of not filming in her house. A lot of people don't film in their house. That ain't no big deal. Shit, y'all all on VH1. Okay, we heard from Duchess herself from Black Ink Crew, honey. Formerly, I should say, a Black Ink Crew. She said that a lot of people that film these little reality shows, honey, on VH1, they be living in these Airbnbs. You know, they don't really film in their real home. And then we got to remember OG is building a home. So what is the big deal? So next we see Kristen. She goes to visit Jennifer. Jennifer tells Kristen that at one point she actually did have COVID. She had been traveling, I guess, out in Miami with some girlfriends, drinking by the pool every day, didn't think nothing of it. I guess this is when the first lockdown situation had happened, and she ended up getting tested, and she had COVID. And Kristen is kind of jealous because she just kind of been stuck in a house with her husband and her baby. And she like, shit, honey, Jennifer out here living her best life. Yeah, but she out here getting COVID too. Child, I love those earrings that, they look like little doorbell earrings. That's what it looked like. These earrings that Jennifer had in her confessional, honey, bad. Just nice, honey, okay? Jennifer also mentions to Kristen that Jackie, you know, invited her out. So it looked like everybody is confused about the house situation because it looked like Evelyn wanted everybody to be in one house while Jackie is going to get her own house. I think Jackie is going about it the right way because I don't want to see you hoes all in one house and y'all fighting and acting a fool. I thought it was very funny and interesting when Kristen got to saying, well, Jennifer, you don't get along with Malaysia, you don't get along with Evelyn, and, you know, you got this beef with these people, and I like how Jennifer shot right back at her and was like, yeah, and you got people over there throwing tables and shit, acting a fool, so why you trying to act like I'm the problem? And I'm with Jennifer. Jennifer don't do all of that. She may tell a few lies, okay? But she is not trying to throw tables at anybody, throw no wine bottles at anybody, okay? Jen is not that girl. Oh, Kristen didn't want Jennifer calling Malaysia a bitch. And Jennifer was like, bitch, this is my house. I'll call that bitch a bitch all I want to up in my house. I'm like, okay, Jennifer, I see you, girl. Please keep that same energy, though, when, you know, you are around these girls. Please do, honey. Okay? Kristen looking at her like, okay, girl, you may want to watch what you say. But I was team Jennifer with that. You know, she has every right to speak her mind and to, you know, still have an issue with Malaysia over that because that was not that serious. Next, we see OG. She's like cooking a meal for her and her family. and her man Kwame, and she basically gets to telling them about the lawsuit that's going on with Evelyn, how Evelyn is this big ass liar. She also shares with them how Jackie is putting a trip together, and she's going to go and stay with Jackie and some of the girls, kind of get out of the house, and try to resolve some issues with the girls. And, her family and Kwame, they're very supportive of that. Kwame was more or less like, well, at least it's two houses, right? And you ain't got to be in the same house, with certain people you don't like or don't feel safe around. Okay, so next, guys, we see all the ladies are packing to go to stay in their prospective homes in LA, because some of the girls are like in Atlanta, like Malaysia, Kristen, and Jennifer. I think they're in Atlanta. I'm thinking Evelyn is already in California somewhere, and Jackie is too. Shawnee is in Houston, so they're all going to be meeting up on the next episode of Basketball Bullies. Okay? Alright, you guys, that's all I have to say about the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.